So let's start with section 9.2, two-variable linear system. The first question is going to be the first step to solve system of equations is by elimination method, because we learn how to use substitution method on section 9.1 is to obtain coefficients for x or y that differ only in sign. So this is the first one. The second one is going to be two systems of equations that have the same solution. We have two systems, and these two systems have the same solutions. So we're going to say this is equivalent system. A system of linear equations that has at least one solution. One solution, at least one solution, or many number of solutions. So if you have many number of solutions or one solution, so this is consist system. The system has no solution. This is inconsistent system. That's it for example 3. So for number 4, we have 3x plus y equal 8. And we have x minus y equal -4. So we need to find the solution for this system. We're going to use the elimination method. If you look x and y, y on the first equation and y here, the same, the coefficient 1 and -1. So in this case, we can eliminate these two variables. The y minus y is going to be 0. So 3x plus x is going to be 4x equal 8 minus 4 is going to be 4. Now divide both sides by 4. In this case, x is going to be equal to 1. I'm going to plug in 1 on the first or the second equation is up to you. So in the first one, which is 3x plus 8, so plus y equal 8. Now x is 1, so 3 times 1 plus y equal 8. That means 3 plus y is going to be equal 8. Then minus 3 from both sides. That means y is going to be equal 5. So our solution, x is 1 and y is 5. So we're going to plug in 1, comma, and 5. Now we need to check which one is going to be the blue line, which equation is going to be the blue or the red. That means you have to graph it in this case. So let's graph the first one, which is 3x plus y equal 8. How are we going to graph this one? It's a linear with two variables. So I'm going to find the intercepts. I'm going to let x equals 0. Plug in x 0, that means y is going to be 8. So the point is 0, 8. I'm going to let y equals 0. So now y equals 0, that means 3x is going to be equal 8. So x is going to be 8 over 3, which is equal 2.6. That means 2.6 and 0. Let's check where is these points, on the blue or the red line. So 0, 8, 0, and 8. Here's 0 and 8. This is the point 0, 8 on the blue line. And 2.6 with 0. So I see 1, 2, 2.5, and 2.6 with 0 here. That means the first equation is the blue one. Of course, the second one is going to be the red one. But let's check the red one. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab the second equations, which is x minus y equal -4. I'm going to let x equals 0. So if x equals 0, that's mean -y equal -4. So y equal 4. That means 0 and 4. And then I'm going to let y equal 0. So if y equals 0, that means x is going to be equal -4. So the point is going to be -4 and 0. So if you look to the here, this is the point -5, sorry, -4 and 0, because here's -5, and here's the y, which is 0, 4, the second point. So here's the 2 points. Here's the first one on the red line, and here's the second one on the red line. That's why the second equation is going to be the red line. That's it for this example. The wrong thing here, I put a dot, not a comma. Let's go to example 5. We're going to do exactly the same steps for example 5. And our equation is x plus y equals 0. So this is 5. X plus y equals 0. And the second one is 7x plus 5y equal 4. So let's check how we're going to solve this one. We're going to do the same steps. But the first thing, if you look to these equations, we can't eliminate one of these variables. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply the first equations by, you can multiply it by -7. So it's going to be 7x, -7x, and then you're going to cancel the x. Then it's going to be -7y, or you can multiply by +7, then change the sign for the second one. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to say multiply this one by -7. That means it's going to be negative by 7. I always use positive. So by 7. So I'm doing 7x plus 7y equals 0. And here is 7x plus 5y equal 4. And then what I'm doing, I'm changing the sign, positive, negative, and positive, negative. So both ways going to be right. If you multiply by -7 right away, also is going to be the same solution. Now cancel these. Now 7y minus 5 is going to be 2y equals 0 minus 4 is going to be -4. Then divide both sides by 2. That means y is going to be equal -2. Then I'm going to plug in -2 on the first one. We have x plus y equals 0. Now x plus -2 equals 0. That means x minus 2 equals 0. So x is going to be equal to 2. So our solution, x is 2 and y is -2. Let's check. The solution is on the graph. Yes, you see the intersection point here. This is the intersection point, which is x is 2 and y is -2. Now let's check which one is the blue line and which one is the red line. So it's 2, -2. We're going to do exactly the same steps. So for the first equations, x plus y equals 0. You're going to let x equal 0. Check how to graph this linear equations. If you let x equal 0, that means y is going to be 0. So you have the point 0, 0. if you let y equals 0, that means x is going to be equal 0. We get another point. In this case, how are we going to graph a line with 1 point? So you can't locate which one because it's the point 0, 0. Yes, it's here on the blue line. But in case if you want to graph it, so here I'm going to let x equal 1, x equal 1. You're going to move the 1 here. So y is going to be equal -1. So 1, -1. So now I can graph these 2 points to get the line. So 1, -1. So here is 1 and here is -1. You see, here is this point. And we have another point here. So now here is the blue line. That means the first equation is going to be the blue one. Now let's check the second one by finding the intercepts. So 7x plus 5y is going to be equal 4. Then I'm going to let x equal 0. That means x equals 0. So 5y is going to be equal 4. That means y is going to be 4 over 5, which is equal 0.8. That means the point x is 0 and y is 0.8. Now the second one, we're going to let y equal 0. That means y equals 0, so 7x equal 4. That means x is going to be equal 4 over 7. Which is equal 0.6. So it's going to be 0.6 with the 0. So here is the intercept. In this case, you can graph the line. And let's check these points. The first one is 0 and 0.8. So check, here is the 1, it's less than 1. So here is the first point. 0.6 and the y is 0. So here is the 1, it's greater than half. That means the second equation is going to be the red line. That's it for this example. So example 6. Example 6, we have 1 over 2x minus y equal -1. And we have x plus 1 over 3y equal 5. So again, it's up to you which element you're going to, which variable you're going to cancel. If you want to cancel the x or the y. Let's cancel the x. I can multiply by half and then change the sign here for the second equations, or you can multiply by -half. So it's up to you which one you're going to use, which method you're going to use, it's fine. So now the first one is going to be 1 over 2x minus y equal -1. The second one is going to be -1 over 2x. 1 over 3 times negative is going to be minus 1 over 6y equal 5 times -half is going to be -5 over 2. Now, add these together. This one is going to cancel. -1 minus 1 over 6. -1 minus 1 over 6. That means it's going to be -6 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So it's going to be -7 over 6. -7 over 6. Y is going to be equal -1 minus 5 over 2. Is going to be -2 over 2 minus 5 over 2 is going to be -7 over 2. So this one is going to be -7 over 2. Now I need to find the value of y, so I'm going to divide both sides by -7 over 6 by -7 over 6. Cancelled here. So that's mean y is going to be equal -7 over 2 divide by -7/6. That means this one is equal. Write down the top part. Take the reciprocal for the second part, which is 6/7. Cancel this one with this one. Simplify these. This one is going to be 3. Negative times negative positive. That means y is going to be +3. So y equal +3. Now the next step, what we're going to do, we're going to plug in y in this one or the second one. It's up to you. Let's choose the second one. So x plus 1/3 y is going to be equal 5. X plus 1/3 y is 3 equal 5. Cancel this one with this one. So x plus 1 is going to be equal 5. That means x is going to be equal 4. So the solution, x is 4 and y is 3. So if you look here, the intersection is x is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and y is 3, 1, 2, 3. So our solution here is going to be 4, 3. Now let's check how we're going to graph this one. The first line, we're going to check it's the blue or the red line. So we have 1/2x minus y equal -1. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to check the intercepts. So let x equal 0. So x equals 0. That means -y equal -1. That means y is going to be equal 1. So the point is going to be 0, 1. Now let y equal 0. So y equals 0. That means half x equal -1. So x is going to be -1 divided by 1/2, which is equal -1 times 2/1, and this one equal -2. That means the point is going to be -2 and 0. So the first line, the first equations is going to be 0, 1. So you see here is 0 and here is 1. 0, 1, here is the point. And the second point is -2, 1, 2, here's -2 and 0. That means the first equation is going to be the blue one. Let's check the second one. We have x plus 1/3 y equal 5. Then I'm gonna let x equal 0. So x equals 0, that means 1/3 y equal 5. Divide both sides by 1/3. So y is going to be 5 divided by 1/3, which is equal 5 times 3/1, which is equal 15. That means the point is x is 0, y is 15. Let's check the second intercept when y equals 0. So y equals 0, that means x equals 5. So the point is going to be 5 and 0. So let's check these 2 points. For the 5, 0, this is 5, 0. Here is the point 5, 0. But for the second point, 0, 15, we can't locate this one because the graph ends until 11. But we can know which one is the right graph. This is the red one, is going to be for the second one. So we're going to choose the red one. So that's it for this example. We got it right. Let's keep going to number 7. So number 7, solve the system. We have 5x plus 2y equal 3. So 5x plus 2y equal 3. And the second one is 15x plus 6y equal 19. So again, it's up to you which element you're going to multiply. If you want to multiply by positive 3, then you have to change the sign for the second one, or you can multiply the first equations by negative 3. That means it's going to be negative 15x minus 6y equal negative 9. And the second one is going to be 15x plus 6y is going to be 19. So when we add these together, this one cancel, this one is also cancelled, so the left side is 0. Negative 9 plus 19 is going to be 10. 0 equal 10. This is contradiction. This is not right statement. This is wrong statement. In this case, there is no solution. So we're going to type here, capital, no solution. No solution. Now, you looked at the graph never going to intersect each other. That's why we have different solution. So let's check now which one is going to be the right graph for the first equations, the blue or the red. So let's keep going. So the first equation is 5x plus 2y equal 3. We're going to let x equal 0. That means x equals 0. So 2y equal 3. That means y is going to be equal 3 over 2. So the first point is going to be x is 0 and the 3 over 2 is 1.5. Then I'm going to let y equals 0. So y equals 0, that means 5x equal 3. So x is going to be equal 3 over 5, which is equal 3 over 5 is going to be 0.6. That means the point is 0.6 and y is 0. This is these 2 points for the first line. Now for the second one is 15x plus 6y equal 19. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna let x equal 0. That means x 0. That means 6y is going to be equal 19. So y is going to be equal 19 over 6. And you're gonna let y equals 0. So x, 15x is going to be equal 19. That means x is going to be equal 19 over 15. For the first one, 19 over 6. 19 divided by 6 is going to be 3.1. So this one equal 3.1. So the point is going to be 0, comma 3.1. And this one is 19 divided by 15. So it's going to be 1.2. That's mean 1.2 and 0. So let's check. Just the first one is 0, 1.5. Let's look, where is this point? X is 0 and 1.5. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's mean here is 1.5. And 0.6 as an x, you see this is 1, it's less than, so the 0.6. So the first equation is going to be the red one. The second one is going to be 100% is the blue one. You got it right, and also you can check the point for the second equations. You're gonna get exactly the same point on the blue line. Let's go to example 8. So example 8, we have 9x minus 3y equal negative 18 and negative 3x plus y equals 6. Let's check this system. If you look to the second one, It's already negative. So if I multiply by 3, I'm going to get 9x. So I'm going to multiply the second one by 3. That means the system is going to be 9x minus 3y equal negative 18. And we're going to get here negative 9x minus plus 3y equal negative 9x equal 18. If you add these two equations together, this one is going to be 0, this one 0, so this side is 0. The second one also equals 0. 0 equals 0, which is right. We have two equal sides. This is the right statement. We can't say this is wrong. In this case, we have many solutions, many number of solutions. So there are many solutions. Many solutions. How are we going to find these solutions? We have to write down the solutions. In this case, you're going to take one of these equations, the first one or the second one. It's up to you. So we're going to take the first one. 9x minus 3y equal negative 18. We're going to solve this one for the y. I'm going to solve this one for the y. So I'm going to move the x to the other side. And before I'm starting, I can divide everything by 3. So it's going to be 3x, because I can simplify it, minus y equal negative 6. Then I'm going to move the y to this side and move the 6 to this side. Or move the x by minus 3x minus 3x. So the left here is going to be negative y equal negative 3x minus 6. Then I'm going to multiply by negative 1. I need to solve it for the y. So y is going to be equal 3x plus 6. You see, now y equal 3x plus 6. So our solution is going to be x independent variable and y is going to be 3x plus 6. This is the y value and this is the x. What they're telling you here, they're telling you if the system is dependent, enter for a for x and enter y in terms of, so we're going to enter, here's the value of a of x and the y is going to be 3a plus 6. That means this is our solution. This is called dependent system. So we're going to put here a, that's capital A, comma, 3a plus 6. And if you look to the graph, this graph is not one line, one equation, it's two. So when you graph it, you're going to get two lines exactly the same thing. Here is the x-intercept, which is the point. This point is going to be the x-intercept, and this point is going to be the y-intercept for both these equations. The y-intercept is 0, 6, and the x-intercept is negative 2, 0. Let's move to example 9. Example 9, we just need to find the solution. So example 9, we have 5x plus 3y equals 6, and the 3x minus y equal 5. Let's try to solve this system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel the y on this example. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3. So if you multiply the second equations by 3, the first one is going to be 5x plus 3y equals 6. And the second one is going to be 9x minus 3y equal 15. This is cancelled. 5 plus 9 is going to be 14. X equal 6 plus 15 is a 21. Then divide both sides by 14. So X is going to be 21 over 14. Now simplify this one. That means X is going to be divided both by 7. So it's going to be 3 over 2. This is the value of X. Now let's plug in this one in the Y in the first equations to find the value of Y. So I'm going to plug in here. That's mean 5x plus 3y is going to be equal 6. So 5 times x, which is 3 over 2, plus 3y is going to be equal 6. 5 times 3, so it's going to be 15 over 2, plus 3y equals 6. Now minus 15 over 2 from both sides. That means it's going to be 3y equal 6 minus 15 over 2. Find the common denominator here. So 3y is going to be 6 times 2, so 12 over 2 minus 15 over 2. Now 3y is going to be equal negative 3 over 2. Divide both sides by 3. So y is going to be equal negative 3 over 2 divided by 3, which is equal negative 3 over 2 times this is over 1 times 1 over 3. Cancel the 3 with the 3. So in this case, y is going to be equal negative 1 over 2. So the solution, x is 3 over 2 and y is negative 1 over 2. So this is our solution for example 9. So we're going to plug in here fraction 3 over 2 and comma, and here's another fraction which is negative 1 over 2. You got it right. Let's move to example 10. So example 10, we have these two equations, 0.4x minus 0.7, y equals 7.5, and 0.5x plus 0.6y equal 2. Now, we can't multiply just one of these equations to get exactly the same number with the second one. So we have to multiply both. So I'm going to multiply the first one by 0.5 and the second one by 0.4. That means the first equation is going to be 0.2 x minus 0.35y equal 3.75. And I'm going to multiply the second one. In fact, you can multiply the second one by the negative. So multiply the second one by negative 0.4. So we're going to get here negative 0.2x minus 0.24 y equal negative 0.8. So this is cancel. Negative negative is going to be negative 0.59y equal, combine these together, is going to be 2.95. Divide both sides by negative 0.59, negative 0.59. So y is going to be equal negative 5. So here is the value of y. Now, plug in -5 in one of these equations to get the value of x. So I'm going to plug in -5 here. 0.4x minus 0.7, y is -5, equals equals 7.5, not negative. That's mean 0.4x plus 3.5 equal 7.5. Minus 3.5 from both sides. So 0.4x is going to be equal 7.5 minus 3.5 is going to be 4. Divide both sides by 0.4. So x is going to be equal 10. That means our solution is x is 10 and y is -5. So that's it for this example. So here we're going to say 10, comma, -5. We got it right. Let's move to example 11. So for example 11, we have -4x plus 6y equal 9 and 10x minus 15y equal -21. So I'm going to focus on canceling the x. So I'm going to multiply the first one by 10 to get 40. I'll multiply the second one by 4 to get 40 here. That means the first equation is going to be -40x plus 60y equal 90. The second equation is going to be 40x. 15 times 4 also is going to be 60y equal -21 times 4 is going to be -84. So now in this case, this is 0, this is also 0. So 0 is going to be equal equal 6. We got two different sides. In this case, there is no solution. That's it for this example. So you're just going to type no solutions here. No solution. That's it. So we got it right. Let's move to example 12. Example 12, an airplane flying into the headwind travels the 1590 miles of flying distance between two cities in 3 hours. On the return flight, the airplane travels the distance in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Find the airspeed of the plane and the speed of the wind. So let's check here. I'm going to assume that x, we need to find the system. So x is the speed of a plane. And y is the speed of wind. So let's check now. When the plane goes with the wind or opposite the wind, because the first flight is opposite the wind in 3 hours, that means the distance is, or the speed is going to be x minus y. Let's say here, x minus y is going to be without the wind. Speed without wind. Must mean the plane go different direction than the wind. So without the help of the wind. So if it's with the wind, it's going to be plus. Now the speed with wind. So now let's check that. We have formula. It says the distance equal the speed times the time. Let's use this formula to find the equations. So the distance is going to be, I'm just going to write down opposite, or we can keep it like the distance is 1560 is going to be. The speed for the first one is x minus y times the time is 3 hours. So this is the first equations. We're going to get the first equations from here. That means 1560 is going to be 3x minus 3y. So this is the first equation. The time for the second one, telling you the time of the second one, 2 hours and 30 minutes. That means 2.5 hours. So the time on the second one is 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is equal 2.5. That means the distance is going to be 1560 equal x plus y times 2.5. So the second equation is going to be 1560 equal 2.5x plus 2.5y. So this is number 2. Now we have a system. We just need to solve the system and to find x and y. So I'm going to write down the system like 3x minus 3y equal 1560 and 2.5x plus 2.5y equal 1560. So now here is the system. We're going to multiply the first one by 2.5 and the second one by 3. So we're going to get the same x's or the same y. We're going to cancel the y. So here, and this one is going to be 7.5x, talking about the first equation, minus 7.5y equal 3900. The second equation is multiplied by 3 is going to be 7. Oh, here's the x. I forgot the x here. It's going to be 7.5x minus 7.5y equal 4680. Cancel these. This is negative and this one is positive. So cancel these. Now 7.5 plus 7.5 is going to be 15x equal 39. And this one, you're going to add it. So it's going to be 8580. Now divide both sides by 15. That means x is going to be equal 572. This is the value of x. You're going to plug in this one on the first equations to get the value of y. So 3x minus 3y is going to be equal 1560. 3x is 572 minus 3y equal 1560. 3 times 572 is going to be 1716 minus 3y is going to be equal 1560. Move this one to the other side. So it's going to be negative 3y equal negative 156. Divide by negative 3. So y is going to be equal 52. So here, the airspeed, which is related to the speed of the wind, is going to be 572. And here, the wind speed is 5.2. I got wrong answers. I figured out the wrong thing I did. I used 1590. This is the right one. The distance, I used 1560. I used different distance. That's the wrong thing I did, but exactly the same way how to solve it, exactly the same way to solve these steps, it's right. The only thing I did, 1560. It's supposed to be, I used the distance 1,590 miles instead of 1,560. So that's it for this example. For example 13, two planes start from Los Angeles International Airport and fly opposite direction. The second plane starts 1/2 half hour after the first plane. So what we're gonna do, but its speed is 100 kilometers per hour faster. So let x be the speed of the first plane. So the second plane, is going to be x plus 100 because it's 100 kilometers faster than the first plane. So now, the time for the first plane is 2 hours. T for the first plane is 2 hours. The time for the second plane is going to be half. They're telling you the second plane starts 1/2 hour after. That means is this done the 2 hours by 30 minutes? So it's 1.5. So this is the time for the second plane. Now, let's check how we're gonna find the solution for this one. They're telling you find the speed of each plane when 2 hours after the first plane depart, the planes are, here's the distance. So we're gonna use the formula. It says the distance is the speed times the time. So it's going to be the distance for the first one, the speed of the first plane times the time, which is equal 2 hours times the speed, which is x, plus the time, which is 1.5 times the speed of the second plane, which is x plus 100, equal the distance, which is 3, 2, let me make sure it's the right, 6, 5. Now we just have to solve this one. 2x plus 1.5 times x, 1.5x, 1.5 times 100 is going to be plus 150 equal 3265. That's mean. Now we're gonna move the 150 to the other side and combine the like terms here. So 3.5x is going to be equal 3,265 minus 150. So it's going to be 3,115. Then divide both by 3.5. 3.5 in this case, x is going to be equal 890. Now this is the speed of the first plane. Now x plus 100 equal 890 plus 100, which is equal 990. So this is the speed for the second plane. You got it right. Let's move to the last question, question 14. So 14, they tell you 2 cheeseburger and 1 small fry, order of fries, contains a total of 1,300 calories. So 2 cheeseburger, so 2 cheeseburger plus 1 order of fries, so 1 fries equal 1,300 calories. So here is the first equations. Let's keep going. 3 cheeseburger and 2 small order of fries. That's mean now it's 3 cheeseburger and 2 orders of fries equal 2,120. Here is the system. You just have to solve this system. So how are we going to solve this system? I need to cancel one of these. So I'm going to multiply the first one by 2. That means it's going to be 4 cheeseburgers plus 2 fries equal 2,600. And here's the second one. In fact, let's multiply it by negative. Because I need to change the sign. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2. So it's going to be negative 4. And here is going to be negative 2. It's going to be negative 26. Okay. And this one, 2,120. This is cancelled. Now negative 4 minus plus a 3 is going to be negative c equal the cheeseburger equal what? Is going to be 2,600 minus so it can be negative 2,600 plus 2,120. So it's going to be negative 480. Then divide both sides by negative 1. That means cheeseburger contains 480 calories. Plug in this one in one of these equations. So let's plug in on the first one. So 2c plus f equal 1,300. That means 2 times 480 plus f equal 1,300. 2 times 480 is going to be 960 plus f equal 1,300. That's minus 160, 960 from both sides. So the phi is going to be 340. That's it for this example. So we're going to type here 480 and 340. That's it for this section. This is the last question.